The Whispering Oak by John Caracy. Chapter 1. The ancient tree in the heart of the village of Meadowbrook stood an ancient oak tree, its branches stretching wide like welcoming arms. The Whispering Oak, as it was known, had witnessed generations of villagers grow, laugh, and learn beneath its canopy. Children played around its roots, and elders rested against its sturdy trunk, sharing stories of old. Among these children was a boy named Thomas. With bright eyes and an insatiable curiosity, Thomas loved to spend his afternoons beneath the oak, listening to the rustling leaves and imagining the secrets they whispered. Chapter 2. The Legend of the Whispering Oak. One evening, Thomas's grandfather shared a legend. "They say the Whispering Oak holds the wisdom of the world," he began. "If you ask the right question and listen carefully, it might just answer." Thomas's eyes widened. "Has anyone ever heard it speak?" "Some say they have," his grandfather replied with a wink. "But only those who truly listen." That night, Thomas lay awake, pondering what he might ask the ancient tree. He decided he would seek its wisdom to become the smartest person in the village. Chapter 3. The first attempt. The next day, Thomas rushed to the oak and placed his hands on its rough bark. "Oh, Whispering Oak, how can I become the smartest person in Meadowbrook?" he asked. He pressed his ear against the trunk, but all he heard was the gentle rustling of leaves. Disappointed, he sighed and sat down. Along came his friend Lily, carrying a basket of apples. "What are you doing, Thomas?" she asked. "Trying to get the oak to speak to me," he replied glumly. "Maybe it needs a reason to talk," Lily suggested, offering him an apple. Chapter 4. Acts of kindness. Taking Lily's advice, Thomas decided to help others, hoping to earn the tree's favor. He assisted Mrs. Willow with her garden, fetched water for Mr. Hartley, and shared his toys with younger children. Each day, he returned to the oak with the same question but heard no reply. One afternoon, while helping Lily feed stray animals, he asked, "Why are you always so kind, Lily?" She smiled. "Because it makes others happy, and that makes me happy." Thomas pondered this but remained focused on his quest for wisdom. Chapter 5. The village problem. One day, a rumor spread that the river's fish were disappearing. The villagers relied on the fish for food and were growing worried. Meetings were held, but no solution was found. Determined to help, Thomas thought, "If I can solve this problem, perhaps the oak will finally speak to me." He gathered his friends, including Lily, and proposed they investigate. They agreed and set off toward the river. Chapter 6. Discovering the cause. At the riverbank, they noticed the water was murky and filled with debris. "This can't be good for the fish," Lily said. They followed the river upstream and found that fallen trees and rubbish were blocking the flow. "We need to clear this," Thomas declared. Working together, the children removed branches, leaves, and trash. As they labored, villagers passing by noticed and joined in. Soon, the river flowed clear once more. Chapter 7. The return of the fish. Within days, the fish began to return. The village rejoiced, praising the children's initiative. The mayor called for a celebration to honor their efforts. At the festivities, Thomas felt a warm glow of pride. Yet, he still longed for the oak's wisdom. Chapter 8. A humble request. That evening, Thomas returned to the Whispering Oak. "I helped the village, but I still don't feel like the smartest person. What am I missing?" he asked aloud. As he sat in silence, he noticed Lily approaching. "Why so sad on such a happy day?" she inquired. "I've done everything I can think of, but the oak won't speak to me," he confessed. "Maybe you're asking the wrong question," Lily suggested. Chapter 9. Reframing the question. Thomas thought about her words. "What should I ask then?" Perhaps not how to be the smartest, but how to be the best you can be, Lily said gently. Inspired, Thomas turned to the tree once more. Oh, whispering oak, how can I become the best version of myself? He closed his eyes and listened. This time, the rustling leaves formed a soft melody, and in his heart, he felt an answer. Chapter 10. The Whispered Wisdom. A realization washed over Thomas. He understood that wisdom wasn't about being the smartest but about kindness, listening, and helping others. The oak had been teaching him all along through his actions. He looked at Lily. I think I understand now. It's not about knowing everything but about caring and making a difference, she smiled. Seems the oak finally spoke to you. Chapter 11. Sharing the insight. Eager to share his newfound wisdom, Thomas gathered the village children. He told them about his journey and what he had learned. We all have the power to make a difference, he said. By helping others and working together, we become better versions of ourselves. The children agreed, and they decided to form a club dedicated to helping the village and its inhabitants. Chapter 12. A new beginning. Under Thomas's guidance, the club organized regular cleanups, assisted the elderly, and cared for animals. The spirit of cooperation and kindness spread throughout Meadowbrook. The villagers noticed the positive changes. Mr. Hartley remarked, "These children are setting an example for us all." Mrs. Willow agreed. Their hearts are in the right place. Chapter 13. The Festival of Gratitude. To celebrate the community's unity, the mayor declared a festival of gratitude. There were games, music, and feasting. At the festival, Thomas was recognized for his leadership and compassion. When asked to speak, he said, "I couldn't have done any of this alone. It's thanks to my friends and all of you. Together, we've learned that wisdom comes from the heart." Chapter 14. The Oak's Blessing. That night, Thomas visited the Whispering Oak one last time. "Thank you," he whispered, placing his hand on the bark. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves, and Thomas felt a sense of peace. He knew the oak's wisdom was now a part of him. Chapter 15. The moral. From that day forward, the village of Meadowbrook thrived on the principles of kindness and community. The children grew into wise adults, carrying the oak's lessons with them. Moral of the story: true wisdom comes not from seeking personal greatness but from acts of kindness, cooperation, and listening to the world around you. Author's note: The Whispering Oak is a tale about understanding that the pursuit of personal glory often pales in comparison to the joy of helping others and being part of a community. Thomas's journey teaches us that wisdom is not measured by how much we know but by how much we care and the positive impact we have on those around us. Do you think this book is good enough for me to publish? If so, please like and subscribe. If I get some likes, then I sure will, and will update the video with a link to the book. I hope you enjoyed the story. J.C.